Hi, this is Ian Mondelez, and today for my presentation, I'm going to talk about swing versus bebop. What is swing? Swing is a form of jazz music that was developed in the early 1930s and had solidified a distinctive style by 1935 in the United States. Swing uses a strong anchoring rhythm section which supports a lead section that includes brass instruments, including trumpets and trombones. Woodwind includes saxophones and clarinets, or string instruments including violin and guitar. Medium to fast-paced tempo and a lifting swing time rhythm. Swing bands usually feature soloists who would improvise a new melody over the arrangement. The danceable swing style of bandleaders such as Benny Goodman and Count Basie were the dominant forms of American pop music from 1935 to 1945. Swing music appears to have emerged from an adaptation of commercially successful or bland neo-jazz played by show and dance orchestras like Paul Whitman. Swing music became very popular of the 1930s. It became part of the culture. The music was played consistently on records and on the radio and reached virtually every city in America through swing band and consistent touring. One of the important figures in jazz was Louis Armstrong. He was an American trumpet player, composer, and singer who was one of the most influential figures in jazz. His career spanned 5 decades, from the 1920s to the 1960s. Another key person of the swing era was Duke Ellington. He was an influential pioneer of the big band form. He was a composer, band leader, and pianist. Ellington brought prestige to jazz and particularly swing. He also has been referred to as America's greatest composer in any genre. His 50 years as orchestra leader left thousands of compositions ranging in size and scope from standard to extended suites. Benny Goodman was also an important figure of the swing era. Goodman's pioneering work as a clarinet and orchestra leader earned him the title King of Swing. He was crucial in inspiring the movement of jazz from the margin to the mainstream. To many, the popularity he achieved, particularly with white audience, following a famed performance at the Palmer Ballroom in Los Angeles on August 21st, 1935, signified the official beginning of the swing era. Fletcher Henderson was also important. Fletcher graduated from Atlanta University in chemistry and mathematics. He became a bandleader in 1923. He accompanied Louis Armstrong in rhythmic innovations. Henderson creation of new style of orchestration for big band is seen as groundbreaking work for the swing era. Lester Young was an important figure of the swing era. He was a product of Kansas City jazz scene of the mid-1930s. Lester Young broke into the national scene as a member of Count Basie's band. Lester Young earned the nickname Prezi after Billie Holiday called him the president of the tenor saxophone. Young's unique improvisational style left his mark on swing and inspired such modern jazz musicians as Charlie Parker and Stan Getz. Okay, now let's talk about bebop. Bebop is a style of jazz developed in the mid 1940s in the United States. The songs featured fast tempo, complex chord progressions with rapid chord changes and numerous changes of keys. Bebop was developed for the younger generation. It was aimed to counter the popular dance-oriented swing. Bebop musicians explored advanced harmonies and complex syncopations, altered chords, and extended chords. Rather than playing heavily arranged music, bebop musicians typically played the melody of a song called the head. Bebop musicians took the harmonies of the old jazz and superimposed on them additional substituted chords, which we now learn that this is called complicated improvisations. Charlie Parker was a key player in the bebop era. He was considered the founder of bebop. He brought new levels to jazz music. He drew away from the popular sensibilities of swing. He lived a self-destructive lifestyle, which ended when he was 34. Parker's bebop is regarded as the most important steps in jazz history, as important today as it was decades ago. Another key player in the bebop era is Dizzy Gillespie. He was a trumpet player, and he also played with Charlie Parker, which was a friend and a collaborator. After playing together in the swing jazz assembly led by Earl Hines and Billy Eckerson, Gillespie pushed the limits of jazz trumpets, creating different prolific techniques that often screamed into the instrument's highest register. After the early days of bebop, he went on to become a living jazz icon, helping to introduce Latin music to the jazz repertoire and also leading a big band tours around the world. The last key member of the bebop era was Miles Davis. He was an American jazz musician, band leader, composer. Miles Davis was widely considered one of the most influential and innovative musicians of the 20th century. Miles was, together with his musical group, at the forefront of several major developments in jazz music. Well, thank you for listening to my presentation. I was glad I was able to share some insights on swing and bebop. Um, Thank you.